Chuck, we meet again. How you doing?
I'm good. Good afternoon, Mike. How you doing?
Doing
Another
well
day.
myself. I know another day. We got a lot of big days coming up. It's May, which in the automotive industry is all about Memorial Day, top of mind
hmm
for all autos across the country. Whether you're a franchise dealership, even independent dealerships, probably doing some things for automotive. It's a big event. A lot of people call it
Yeah.
the car shopping holiday of the year.
So Memorial. Just so I'm clear, Memorial Day is the Black Friday for car shopping. Is it safe to
Pretty
say that?
much. Yeah, historically it kind of has been. You get out of the beginning of the year, January, February for franchises, a little bit slower. You have the big
hmm
year-end push in December, holidays. So there's a little bit of a
Yep.
lull. Picks up a little bit in March. People start getting the tax return. Last year people were getting their stimulus check. The third one, I think, at that point.
Right around that
And
time. Okay.
yeah, you got some free time with spring break, so people are able to get out to the dealerships a little bit more. Maybe have some more time with the family. Hey, let's go check
Yep.
out some vehicles. April seems to be a little bit of a lull, and then traditionally things pick up in Memorial Day. Those 3 day
Right
weekends,
for the
those bank
summertime.
holidays, right for the
Kids are home from
summertime.
school
So
on top of that as well. Interesting.
yep. So you have either gearing up graduate for college, sending them on their
hmm
way, with their graduation gift, or maybe you have somebody graduated college, you send them to their big boy or big girl job, with the nice vehicle.
Yeah,
So
they upgrade.
upgraded for
They upgrade.
sure.
I sent them off with a
Yeah.
used car, so they'll come back with a degree, not to get a new car.
Right. Yeah. Grandma's hand me down is gonna turn into, my own car that I'm paying the bill for. But
Exactly.
things have been a little bit sideways the last 2 years, of course. Talking about how the country is opening up. It's not one event that kind of opened up the country from COVID-19, right? It's just
Of
been
course. Of course.
here and there, and everybody's business hours, so to say, are a little bit different. Different parts of the
hmm
country, different parts of the region, and anybody watching this that's in automotive knows that the supply chain has really taken a hit. uh, you know,
Big
vehicle
time. Big
production.
time.
Vehicle production is on the fritz very much, probably through to the end of this year. Even parts for service, supply chain issues have come with that.
I was talking to
It's
my guy yesterday. We had a fish fry. It wasn't yesterday. This was Mother's Day. At fish fry for Mother's Day, and he was telling me that his wife has been driving a loaner car for the last 90 days because her car is at the dealership and they can't get the part that
wow,
they need. And so every two
wow,
weeks or so, they put her in a different loaner car because they sold the one she's been driving, right?
wow.
And so I was like, anyway, so yeah, parts are hard to get.
Yeah, I had a recall about a month ago. I tried to get it knocked out 6 months ago. And when I tried 6 months ago, hey, we don't have the part. Okay, that's fine. Hope it's not a big issue. I'll just kind of take my chances. I go about a month ago. I make the appointment online. I go, hey, we don't have it. So wait about a week. Here's your loaner. So I had it when I scheduled, but just to kind of illustrate, all the very
The
many
challenges,
challenges,
yeah.
yeah, that is, that are top of mind for a lot of our business partners. So we know with Memorial Day coming up, this is an opportunity for a lot of dealerships to really bank on it, right? They really want to land this event. Now, some might be still really strapped for inventory, but that's why we also wanted to talk a little bit about this because it's not just about sales. There are also avenues for service, accessories,
hmm
trade appraisals, all kind of different things that you can do to really maximize and take advantage of a three day weekend. Those bank holidays,
Yeah.
you don't get those all the time. So what we're going to talk about today is essentially marketing for big events. This will apply for Memorial Day. This will apply for July 4th, which
Yep.
really should start in June. The marketing push for
Exactly.
it. You know, Copy paste all the way
Labor Day
throughout.
special. Let's keep
Labor
doing that.
Day,
Yeah.
holidays. We talked about Black Friday. It hadn't been much of a car holiday in the past, but with manufacturers, OEMs really kind of pushing, hey, this isn't, a big period of time
People
where
are
people
out
are
here
putting
spending.
free.
At the end of the day, people are
Exactly.
out here spending at this time. right? And so
Right.
why not be in the market? And then I think that in lieu of the times, right, more people are vaccinated, the numbers are way down, and so people are more comfortable coming out right now. And so yeah,
Right.
I think for a dealership who happens to have some inventory, right? Because there are a few that actually have some inventory they can sell. Then it's imperative they take advantage of events and big
Oh
events to
yeah.
get people there, right? And then those dealerships or automotive industries who, like you said earlier, provide a service because inventory is low and you still need to balance things out. Then you take advantage at the same time and you promote services, whatever those types of services are. And so I totally
Mhm.
get taking advantage of big events. You have to.
It's a must. It's a must. So we've got a couple of different tips, how to kind of touch all your bases. We got about 7 of them for you all specifically. The first thing we'll start out with talking a little meta here, video.
Mm-hmm.
Video is a great way to kind of capture emotion, right? Marketing is all about trying to elicit an emotional response from the audience. What better of a way than show and tell? So, video, I think, is the number one thing that people often overlook, but you get a lot out of it, right? You get a lot out of video.
Mm-hmm.
You capture the essence of not only the personality of the people who are on the video, but if you're at your dealership, get a nice little visual of your service bays. If the showroom is filled with some vehicles, hey, show some of those off. Hey, even if it's
Yep.
loaners that you got to sell, you know, show those off because demo sales are pretty popular too. So number one, first and foremost, I would say focus on video.
Definitely focus on video. And what I would say to that, Mike, is that and we talk to business owners, specifically, sales managers and internet guys and these people who run these dealerships, right? And the challenge is always the investment in video resources, right? They say we can't afford that or it's not worth it. And I take this moment, this is a key moment to when we're talking about marketing a big event and the residual impact of that marketing. Video gives you that, right? Video gives you that. It gives you the opportunity to market, a Memorial Day event, and then use some similar footage, swap out a few things, and market a Fourth of July event, and rinse and repeat for the entire year, right? And more importantly, video we can multi-purpose it. You can use it on your website. Like they'll probably find this video attached to a blog post, right? We could find it on Instagram. You can find it on Facebook and across all your social media channels as well.
YouTube.
And so YouTube, exactly. And so when we talk about marketing, right, for a big event, right, whatever that event is, then yeah, the fastest way and the easiest way to kind of show people quickly what's going on is video. Right?
Video.
It's good thing.
And that could be, teasers for the event coming up. It can be kind of a product showcase. If you're, hey, we're featuring these specific vehicles. Let's say you got some 2020 trucks. Hey, the 2020 trucks fell off this Memorial Day. Show those off, right? Or if you're pushing certain accessories. I know right now, catalytic converter theft is at an all-time high. So, they're crazy. There are measures people are put into place to prevent that, to deter that. Painting them a certain way or creating some kind of an extra security for it. Show that off, right? And then of the actual event, grab some video, right? This is more of the post-production side, but you want to make sure you capture all the happy customers, the foot traffic, all of that. I mean, video is the easiest way to do that.
And then from a marketing perspective, the easiest way to capture all of that and dig this and keep resources low, go live.
Yeah.
Right, go live. A day of the event, you got a nice amount of people there, go live. Right? That will give you video content. That will trigger the social algorithm to kind of give you a little bit of a bigger boost. And you have video content that'll be saved so other people can watch once your live stream ends, right? And so I tell all business owners that take advantage of the opportunity to go live when you need video content.
Well, and it's a now thing too, and it's a recency thing. And to your point, social networks are going to give, special eyeballs, I should say, privilege to those putting out live videos, those who are utilizing, stretching out all the features. So that's a big one. That's a big one, number one. Now, Fusion Zone, we're actually working on a couple of video products ourselves,
Yeah.
so can't speak to those too much in finality and concrete just yet. But for anybody watching, needs a little bit of assistance on video, whether it's production, editing, don't hesitate to reach out, ping us in the comments or reach out, sales at fcautomotive.com. We can connect you with somebody and take care of your needs.
I would probably sprinkle in this call to action for any of our current clients who may be watching this. Right, if you're not taking advantage of the Wheels TV platform, then definitely reach out to your project manager and performance manager, and you should ask them about that as we proceed.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's going to be the best way to get a on the road video test drive, essentially, of pretty much all the vehicles from 08 to current model year. Get an idea how those look on the road. I mean, again, we're talking about the power of video. What better, show your product, the vehicle itself, on the road. So, of course, what we're known for, the second tip, of course, that we're going to dive into is updating your website. Fusion Zone is known for websites that convert, websites that deliver an exceptional experience. Chuck's got the lightning bolt showing it off. Got to show it off, man. So website, that's not to bury the lead, that's probably step one. If you don't have video,
it's always step one. It's
always step one.
It's always step one. I tell people, and that's why Fusion Zone focuses on that, right? Like at the end of the day,
always comes back to the website.
It always comes back to the website. And you were going to talk about the banners, right, that go on that website or whatever representation of the event, right? So if we talk about Memorial Day, right? Then you should have a Memorial Day nice big banner that talks about what vehicles we have in inventory, or what service specials we have, how long this event lasts, the time for the event, like all of that information.
Yeah, who would, when, where, why, right?
exactly. And then it should be a clickable thing, right?
Yep.
Back to clickable thing where they can get more information, right? Maybe they want to schedule an appointment. Maybe they want to watch a Wheels TV video. Like, who knows what they want to do on that page, right? But you should make sure that you have that banner and it goes to the right page. Definitely.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, if you think about the website itself, banner going to a landing page that pretty much details everything that's going on. I think what's important is to not only answer the who, what, when, where, why, how, right, of the event, but also talk about the benefits through the eyes of the consumer. Not just, hey, we're unloading all these cars, great, good for you, business owner. But the challenge is finding what is the benefit for the consumer. Talk about the problem that you're solving for them. Hey, we've got great inventory here that'll get you from A to B in entertaining, luxurious fashion. Come check out our inventory. This is a good place to kind of showcase your extended warranty plans or any kind of differentiators that helps differentiate your product, the dealership, from the other products, the other dealerships that are in your same neighborhood, right? So website, that's step one, right? Go to the website, have a banner, have a landing page.
About the banner. This is one of the areas you kind of have a bunch of expertise in. I think it's a good moment to talk about the OEMs, right? And how an OEM, if you're a dealership, how they may help you market for certain events, right? Help you come up with the collateral for these banners and for the vehicles we need.
So a lot of the time, this might go back to some of the video we just talked about, but, OEM's going to have certain video footage of a lot of these events. You can take that, right, and kind of repurpose, maybe put a little bit of your own spin on the beginning and the back end to show what makes your dealership stand out and put that on the website. They'll also offer up a lot of those banners as well in many instances. So these are assets that the manufacturer is already gearing up. That's probably 80% of the way there for you. You would just then have to take that, put your own Chuck Lewis Toyota, Mike Silva Ford, whatever kind of spin on it to make it unique to your dealership. But at the end of the day, you're still showcasing all the products. You've got top level production and ad agency, working on it if it's coming from the manufacturer. And you're going to have a lot of consistency. If there's going to be, commercials, tier 1 commercials pushing, Toyotathon or Honda Days, Happy Honda Days, you're going to have a lot of that same brand recognition when people see a
Mm-hmm.
commercial when they're watching, football game, and then they go back over to the website. Hey, that's exactly what I
Exactly.
just saw. So leveraging the manufacturer is a big help here, especially.
For marketing event, because like the whole title of this is how to market these big events. And I wanted you to talk about that because one thing the major manufacturers know is the importance of marketing big events.
Right.
That's why they have all this collateral. That's why they make it available for these dealerships. And so for that same dealership who's considering the video content, right, and they're looking at resources like, I don't feel like investing on videographers and this and that, talk to your manufacturer, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's Will TV, like there's options we have to help you get your event messaging across in a way that's lower cost than it could be.
Absolutely.
I just didn't want to let that moment pass. I thought the of a shout out right there.
It's an important note. Again, Nissan, Toyota, Honda, Hyundai, Kia. I mean, whatever OEM it is, there's going to be some assets for that, right? And we work closely with these OEMs, so we know what's compliant, what's co-opable in certain instances. So I mean, it's a very important note. If you all are existing website customers getting ready for Memorial Day, to reach out to your performance manager or support@fzautomotive.com to get all of your big event marketing underway, banners, updated landing page, all of that. So one thing we talk about is a landing page, and you probably challenged May 10th by the time we're recording this. You put together a landing page for Memorial Day that's going to start ranking for SEO. I mean, what we know about SEO is it takes time. It's going to take months, not weeks or even days. So the next step that we would have for this involves SEO. Third tip that we would have is SEO optimize your landing pages. Now, again, you're likely not going to have much love from Google or much help from Google, I should say, updating something now for an event that's less than 3 weeks away. But what you can do is kind of have that landing page there, park it for ongoing Memorial Day events. It's going to be, you're going to have another Memorial event next week. Yeah. Going to have another Memorial Day event next year. You're going to have consistent July 4th events. Even if the manufacturer is not putting one on, you could still honor that. And that landing page itself could say Memorial Day sales specials, July 4th sales specials. Whatever the event is, over time, you want to make sure that you're optimizing the title tags, getting all of your geo targets underway, mentioning all of those search signals that people are typing in, new Toyotas for sale near me, or whatever it might be, gearing that up for ongoing SEO value.
Well, then the benefit I like about landing pages, especially when we're talking about optimized landing pages, is because we know the long-term value of SEO, right? We know that that's why you do it. But like you just said, we also know that it's not an immediate thing, right? Today is May 10th. Mother's Day, Memorial Day is in literally 20 days. And so there's no way you can be a Toyota dealership or Honda dealership and build a Memorial Day landing page today and get into the rank. So it's possible, depending on the locale and where you're at, but it's probably not going to happen, right? But what could happen is you could create that page, and for these next 3 weeks leading up to that day, you could definitely use that same page in all your social media links. You could definitely use that same link in any Google ads you may be running. You can definitely use that same link in whatever email campaigns you send out, right? Because it's an active landing page that's designed for Memorial Day, right? And not just that, then that page is live when it's on your site, and come next year, right, March or April, now you go and revisit this page, you update it, you add new content, and now you're ready to run it. And more importantly, a year has passed. That page will probably rank for Memorial Day by that time that following year, right? And so I would say you definitely take advantage of the landing pages. They have a huge SEO impact. It just depends on the timing of when you create it. The reality is you can create them knowing next year it'll rank, but this year I can use it to send traffic to.
Right. Definitely. I kind of liken SEO to like the 401k of the marketing mix, because if you ignore it, there's also the opportunity cost of not getting the benefits of it down the line. But it's also one of those things that once you do it well the first time, it's light maintenance. You might have to shift around some of your investments, but
every now and then,
once you've got it down for the most part, you might need to change some model years and update some dates for the most part. But if you've got a landing page that is pretty much the foundation is Memorial Day Toyota sales specials or Labor Day Toyota sales specials, that value for that keyword, that's going to hold weight over time. If you're just having to add a model year in front of that every year, so be it, right? But you're going to get that value
every year, and so it's there. And so I think landing pages and SEO definitely have a huge impact on marketing for big events for sure. I think
and SEO is
tied into that with local, right?
Oh yeah, local SEO. So local SEO, for those that are unfamiliar with the terms, kind of a buzzword at the moment, but local SEO talks all about local listings, right? Your local directories, where people would look, essentially online yellow pages. If you think of the phone book, okay, that's online now, and that's essentially your local listings. So any kind of link any kind of domain that's referring back to your website, so long as it's not a nefarious link or a toxic link, as some might say, is going to bring value. It's going to get more eyes, more authority to your page because there's more, domains pointing back to it. So, when you think about local listings, Google My Business, you've got anything with a map, in essence, Apple Maps, Bing Maps. You're also going to have anything where you can leave reviews, Yelp, Yahoo, you name it. Social media, you can even kind of look at as a local SEO in a way. But to your point on that, this is a great place to update your hours. If you have any modified sales hours, this is a great place for that. This is an area that for, Google Business Profile are some of those local listing sites that allow you to share graphics and posts.
And graphics you post.
You can share your coupons from the special coming up, or you can share some of those same website banners. You have one that's optimized for Google My Business. Boom, you can post it right there. So don't ignore local SEO. That's, of course,
the same
off-site.
video we was referring to earlier. Right? You can upload that to your Google My Business profile. And one of the things I was actually doing for a different client was creating events. Right? You can create that event for this Memorial Day special in Google My Business as well. And so you leverage all of these different things, gotta connect them right to the other listings, like you said, Apple Maps and Alexa. We gotta consider voice search. We talked about that on the last video, right? About how much voice search is actually local searches, right? And so when you consider like the Alexas and the Google Homes and the Siris, hey Siri, where is the nearest Toyota dealership near me, right? Or is Toyota near me having a Memorial Day set, right? Where those questions will happen. And you want to be in position, definitely.
Oh yeah, and as we mentioned, if the landing page is listed out in that who, what, when, where, why, how fashion, people ask those who, what, when, where, why, how questions of Alexa, Google Home, Siri, all the services that you talked about, then it's going to look and reference answers that are listed out in that format, right? So, hey Siri, where's the nearest Memorial Day sales event? Or what are the specials going on at the nearest Toyota dealership near me for Memorial Day? Things like that will start to rank over time. So there's the on-site SEO that we talked about. And then of course there's the off-site, making sure that all your listings are updated, your hours, and one thing I will say is, if you don't have a tool to update each of those, it can get kind of labor intensive, right? If you're going in looking for a login password for every single local listing. However, Chuck, we know that we have a solution for that.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I like our fast listing. It's the fastest way to kind of update everything across our platform, right? Because D&B obviously being the kind of most dominant one, but the others exist for a reason, and they're growing and they get activity, right? And
Yep.
so it's just imperative, even from the SEO kind of vantage point. We're talking about local SEO here, right? The best way to get your site ranking higher for a local search is to make sure all your profiles are consistent across the board. And so, especially, and we're talking dealerships, right? A lot of times we'll have dealerships who may have relocated, right? They got bigger place
Yeah.
or whatever, but there's an address change, and so they've updated Google, but they didn't touch Apple, and Bing is super old, right? Or they have a service address which is different from sales and different from used, right? Kind of seeing that as well, just due to the block they're on, right?
Right.
And so the address is different, and so people trying to call sales and getting service, right? Trying to because the phone numbers are wrong, and so when you have a mixed match of listings across, like you said, Bing, Google, Apple, AOL, Yahoo, right? All of these different platforms, then it doesn't help your local SEO at all. And so yeah, using our tool kind of does that all fast, cleans it all up really quickly, and then more importantly, helps you promote these events because you can do all of that from within the tool as well.
Yeah, you could put out special announcements, sales announcements. Again, we talk service. If you're doing a uh, service session, a service event, right, for
Yeah,
Memorial Day, and you can also detail what those offers look like. So, I mean, local SEO, you mentioned fast listings. Of course, that's one of our latest, greatest. Of course, goes within that SEO umbrella. SEO is an area that we're very familiar with, and I kind of hang my hat on saying that I think we
yeah.
do it the right way. We focus on leads, we focus on conversions. We're not worried about eyeballs that aren't going to buy. We're bringing low funnel
High value
quality
traffic.
leads. Exactly. So that's another one that I would encourage anybody who does not have SEO with Fusion Zone to reach out, sales@fcautomotive.com. We can do an SEO audit, set you up with some, tools for success, essentially.
Yeah.
So we've talked video, website, SEO, local SEO. You talked a little bit about the next one, which is another search engine tool, which is PPC. So
Mm-hmm.
PPC is yet another avenue that you would definitely want to update for any kind of big event you have on the horizon.
Yeah, so that's for the that's for the dealership who's just seeing this today and they're like, crap, Memorial Day is in 3 weeks and I haven't done anything, right?
Right.
But you have some available resources, and by resources I mean cash. Because pay per click is what the PPC stands for. So if
Yeah.
you're willing to pay for some traffic, then take advantage, right? And this is an offering through Google, through Bing, through Facebook. Like you can through Instagram, anybody's willing to sell you traffic for clicks, right? so,
Mm-hmm.
so that's just how it goes. It depends on your strategy and what you're doing it for. We're talking marketing for a big event, right? And so I would definitely go back to step number 3, create the landing page, and then yes, use that landing page as my landing page for Google ads. That'd be the
Mm-hmm.
fastest way to get in front of the 85% of search traffic, I think it is, that uses Google, right? It's like,
Right.
yeah, create a paid ad, and Google will gladly take your money, right, and show your ad, and so to as many people as possible. And so I love PPC. Right? I spend a lot of
Oh
time
yeah.
in there looking around and clicking and creating campaigns and formulating ad groups and all of the stuff that comes with managing paid ads. And so it's definitely the fastest way to get a return, I think. Right, SEO we
I
talked
think
about take some time. Right, I said earlier it'll be 12 months before you rank for Memorial Day,
right.
car stuff. Right, yeah, you can get traffic for that same key phrase in 48 hours with Google Ads. Right, that's the
Yeah.
reality.
PPC is definitely the quick hit, the injection, right? Versus SEO is more that slow burn. There's going to be a lot of value in it for sure, but it does take time, right? It has to kind
Mm-hmm.
of accrue SEO interest, if you will. Whereas with PPC, it is a little bit more of that immediate act now kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
you can not only update, campaigns. Let's say you have some campaigns just kind of parked sitting there for big events. You have budget kind of dedicated to that. Flip it on, flip it off, whenever you need for these
Mm-hmm.
big events. Or if you just want to update some of your general campaigns, maybe your branding campaign, you want to update your ad extensions, your call out extensions. you can drop some of your incentives, some of your offers in there, right? They even
Mm-hmm.
have, I think, timer within Google Ads. So you can say, hey, just run these for this period of time, final days kind of thing.
An ad
So
schedule.
ad
Run
schedules for
ads for
sure.
services. Like it's so
Hmm.
yeah, Google Ads gives us, and this is the same for Bing Ads and other platforms. We're just talking with Google right now, but yeah, they make it very easy
Yeah.
from a targeting perspective to really get out there. Sometimes the setup can be a bit convoluted, especially with all of
Intimidating.
the
Yeah.
changes Google made. I mean, that's why we're in business. Why people
Right.
come to us to like manage this because they don't want to. But once we're in there, obviously we know what we're doing, and it works, and that's why people
Right.
pay. That's why Google continues to accept money for it. And so,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
paid ads definitely can help, especially for an event. You can turn it off. Look, cancel this ad on June 1st, right?
Right.
Memorial Day is done, right? And so your ad automatically stop. And yeah,
Hmm.
so definitely some benefits with paid ads for sure.
PPC is something that we also know pretty well, and something that I like to draw attention to from a Fusion Zone standpoint, because we really focus on getting our partners the most bang for their buck. A lot of agencies might dump money into branding campaigns or just anything for impression share and eyeballs. I mean, it's important to have impression share, essentially real estate on searches, but at the same time, you want to make sure that you're ranking for the right part of the funnel, right? If somebody's searching Toyota, okay, Honda. Somebody's just searching Honda. Are they looking for a car? Are they looking for a motorcycle? Are they doing a research project? Let tier one handle that for the most part. Let's go after low funnel, buy now signals, right? And that's going to be the
Mm-hmm.
best way to really allocate your spend, focus on leads first. We work very closely, of course, SEO and PPC hand in hand to make sure that you're going after the same keywords. We're doing it in a strategic way so that SEO might be able to take on some more of that work and lower those cost per click bids for certain keywords on the PPC side.
Exactly.
So
I've
definitely
always
encourage
been a
people to
fan
look
of
into that.
doing them both.
Yeah.
I mean, when possible, if you can do them both at the same time, there's that inherent value right there that you can't get without doing them at the same time. If you learn things, you're like, oh, this keyword is converting much better than that keyword, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's optimize the page for this one instead. Like that,
Right.
you just don't get that information when you're not doing them both at the same time. And so, I'll get to it.
Diversifying your portfolio. If we're keeping SEO in that 401k metaphor, I guess this one would be a little bit more of your volatile, but quick return investments on PPC. But yeah, I always encourage any kind of big event. That's what those extra ad dollars are there for.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta land it on this event. That's the time to look at a budget.
Especially since you're still hanging out there, especially if you're like doing some sort of traditional ads, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we're talking mainly digital stuff, but let's say you are running, I don't know, a billboard for your event, right? Or a TV commercial or something like that for your event. Then those are the opportunities for the kind of traditional to digital crossover, right? Because at the end of the day, you still need the person who saw that TV ad or looked at that billboard to either search you and click get directions and come find you, right? And drive up or visit you online. Like either way it goes, the goal is still the same. And so digital, when done right, those landing pages support all your traditional stuff, right? That's when your QR codes come into play and that sort of stuff. Where you're telling people, go to this specific URL, and we know it's a redirect to the landing page, right? And so it's definitely important to have digital in place if you're doing any traditional stuff, because the reality is in 2022, people are going to go and search.
Oh yeah,
they are.
So one of the things we haven't gotten into just yet, and one of the final things we're going to talk about, number 6, social media. A little bit of both. You've got your paid side and you've got your posting side. Now, each angle is going to have its own purpose, right? So I like to look at the posting as more of your branding, personality, customer outreach, audience building, your audience growth tool.
Mm-hmm.
Social posting, in my opinion, would be the best place to show the teasers for this event coming up, the post videos of the actual event. Talk about show the humans, show the people, right? Video fits
Mm-hmm.
into this very well too, but capturing the emotions, the human element of it. The social ads, a little bit more revenue driven. Those are going to be a little bit more tied to, hey, come to our event. Here are the sales
Yeah, those are
specialists.
definitely call to action driven, right? They're ads. They have a
Right.
cost
Yeah.
associated with them, other than the cost of the resources doing it, but actual budget. They have an ad budget,
Right.
and so yeah, these are definitely geared to generate leads, walk-in traffic,
Hmm.
call-in traffic, website leads, some sort of lead has to come from these ads. Like and so,
Oh yeah.
and and that's the difference, right? You're absolutely right. You hit it on the head. So when you're looking for that engagement, you kind of build the personality, maybe even expose some of the brands you were talking about. Yeah, the posting, whether it's a Facebook post or a regular IG post or reel or regular Twitter post, like all of those will do great there. Maybe even boost those on Facebook, right? Because it's worth it building up to the event. But and then you support those, I think, with the ads. You support those with the ads, right?
Hmm.
You saw a post or a reel showcasing, the food trucks we had on site for this event and some people outside who are going to be there. Then yeah, you support that with the get directions ad or come now ad or
Yeah.
talk to a salesperson ad, right? Or view our inventory ad. Like you support them with that type of ad, and so social media is one of those things that specifically for marketing an event, right? Because social is so
Built for that.
time exactly so time intensive, right? When people are swiping, they're in the moment. It's a right now moment. And so
Oh
and
yeah.
so that you have to take advantage of it. Definitely have
For
to take advantage
sure. And yeah, I guess the point I'd really reiterate is that understand the purpose of both sides. Don't
of it. Mm-hmm.
just throw money into a bunch of graphics or posts, just for the sake of, hey, let's we're promoting it, right? We're putting dollars into it. Dedicate your dollars more towards the revenue side. Now, if you do have a post that is, something that's gathering a lot of steam, it's growing viral, for lack of a better phrase. That might be something that you'll put a little boost to get more eyes on. But for
Yeah,
the most
definitely.
part, you want to dedicate your ad dollars to things that are going to bring dollars back, right? That you can measure the ROI pretty directly. Social posting, still very important, still pivotal for that audience growth and engaging your customer base. But understand the difference between the two. It's important to put the proper type of content across each, so to say.
Definitely. And I think I'm glad you put social right after paid ads, right after PPC, because they can tie in, right? Like I like Facebook retargeting options and things like that, especially for dealerships, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like the options that social media gives us to kind of tie in. I mean, from a budgeting perspective, right? Targeting your friends on LinkedIn, on Facebook, for example, right? That's definitely a strategy that works for dealership, right? I think that reels and things like that are a good place to repurpose, video content for a dealership. And so, yeah, social media is a great place to build brand exposure and get engagement. And I think if we follow the steps, right, you'd be key to add budget when it's time to generate the lead.
Right.
Then you have a good mix. Then you have a good mix of social content.
Social is plays a big part into social proof, right? Showing people, actual audience engaging with
Mm-hmm.
your brand. And that leads us into the final step, which isn't something that you necessarily can do ahead of time, which, I mean, you should focus on your reputation at all times. But the
Yeah.
biggest key here is, focus on your reviews. Tip number 7, the final one, is make sure that if you're building all of this buzz for a big event, not only do you want customer feedback, you want to encourage it, right? You want to ask for
Yeah.
people's reviews. You want to ask them to go to Google and leave your 5-star review. Hey, if you guys were unhappy with your experience, reach out to us. This is also an opportunity to say, hey, before you leave that one
Exactly.
star review, let us try to fix it first, right? Because
Yeah.
then it could turn into a
Well,
4 or
it's an
5-star
opportunity to
review.
provide service. It's an opportunity to
Exactly.
provide service. It's an opportunity to address the client, right? It's an opportunity to hopefully turn a loss into a win, right? Because
Yeah.
usually, if there was a bad situation and you rectify it, then they'll be happy to kind of move forward,
Yeah.
right? As long as you rectify, you
Exactly.
fix the problem. So reputation management is so important, and I like what you said. You can take advantage of a big event as an opportunity to improve your online reputation, right?
Yep.
Because like the people who will come will likely be hopefully people who are new to buying a car. And if you sell them a car, that's a great time to ask for that review, right? Hopefully there'll be people who are existing customers and they come with a service. And if that's the case, that's probably a great time to ask them for that review, right? And so these are, or there are people who are just coming looking around. There's an event, they're trying to see what's going on. Ask them about their experience, but and
Right.
so building up your reputation during key point during the event, I think,
Yeah.
is an opportunity that some people probably miss.
Well, and people will often go to leave reviews when expectations are either met or far, far
Or
off,
not, yeah,
right? So,
exactly.
hey, this is exactly what I was expecting. What a great event. Or, hey, this was not at all what I was expecting. I thought it was going to be X, Y, Z, but it turned out to be this. So I think another point with that is with the marketing, be genuine, right? People always respond
Mm-hmm.
to genuine, authentic, realistic.
Definitely.
If it's, going to be a somewhat big event, then you don't want to market it as somewhat big event, but you also don't want to make it seem like it's the next Avengers movie, right? Like be realistic
Exactly.
with the expectations you're setting. Hey, we're gonna have some light refreshments, beverages, live performances, whatever. If you have on-site
Wherever the
entertainment,
event is, yeah.
but be genuine about it because people will respect the proper expectation setting. And well, typically, again, marketing is all about that emotional response. Whether people are happy or upset, they're in that emotional state, they're going to go to leave a review. So it's important
Mm-hmm.
that you encourage people. Hey, sometimes they don't know where to leave a review. Go to Google. If people search best whatever, best dealership near me, it's still going to show 4 stars or higher. So that's
Exactly.
the other thing too. That ties back in with that local SEO, but it's an important piece of the marketing mix, and that kind of rounds out all of our steps. So I'm sure there's plenty others that we haven't mentioned through now. But in summary, we've got video, update video, use video, show the vehicles or show your products before and after, show that event, right?
Mm-hmm.
Website, get your banners out there, landing page. On the SEO side, make sure that you're optimizing that landing page for the future. Use that same landing page for
Well,
PPC and Google ads,
exactly.
right? And then local SEO, make sure that your hours are updated, all of your posting and announcing to your audience base that this
Mm-hmm.
event's coming. That ties in with reputation. Keep an eye on those reviews, encourage those positive reviews, and be sure to respond and acknowledge them. And then, of course, last but not least, social ads and posts to drive revenue and to engage the audience respectively. But you cover these bases, at least a few of them. I'm pretty confident you'll have a good event.
Well, and then not just that, I'll wrap up my part with saying cover those same bases all year, right? Do them for your New Year's event, do them for your spring break event, do them for Memorial Day, right? Do that for 4th of July, do it again for Labor Day, right? Do it again for Thanksgiving, do it again for Black Friday, do it again for Christmas, and then next year
Right.
you, you update it and you do it all over again, right? But each time you improve. You add, maybe you didn't do all 5 steps, 7 steps last time. Next year, okay, now I'll do 4 of them, I'll do 5 of them. But you keep
Mm-hmm.
going, right? You keep going because we intend to be here. And so, we're talking about big events, marketing events. They're usually seasonal or holiday related for dealerships. And so we know that those happen every year. They
For
happen every
sure.
year.
They
And this is
will.
dope, man. Marketing for big events.
Marketing for big events. Good video. More of them coming, of course. So be sure to check us out on the website, fzautomotive.com. You can also find us on social media. This will be posted on YouTube. Some of the clips will be peppered in throughout our social media. So if you ever have any ideas for future videos, you ever want to kind of join in on the conversation, don't hesitate. Leave us a comment, and we will be sure to reach back out. But until next time, I'm Mike Silva. Here with Chuck.
Lewis.
And we'll chat with y'all soon. Chuck, thanks for your time.
Yes, sir. Peace.